Welcome everybody to the Tennessee Titans franchise. We're about to get into Season 5 after spending the offseason upgrading this offensive line, plugging some holes on the roster, and I think building the best all-around roster we've had going into a season so far. The number one goal was to get this offensive line in a position to make a playoff run. And I think we did a really good job as well in the draft, despite not having a first-round pick, of getting some hidden depth players and guys who can make an early impact 1 to 2 years into their careers. We're going through the preseason highlights in this video. I streamed the 3 games over on the channel if you want to check it out, but I'll give you the highlights, the final roster, and prepare you for year 5. I like how this team has come together, but now it's a matter of going out and just winning games. It'll be fun to see what new players on this team end up making a huge difference. As far as sliders go, going into this new season, I have upgraded the user pass blocking by 1 to just try to find the nice balancing point there. And then I have altered the injury slider, just knocking it down to 19. I also have spent some time talking about how this offense would change this year, and we're no longer really going to be building around the running game with Derrick Henry. Trayvon Randolph is this team's new focal point. I did adjust the playbook, and we have some pretty big changes, I think, going into this new season. So let's get into the preseason highlights, everybody. We start things on defense in Game 1 against Arizona. 3rd and 7 from inside the red zone. We get pressure, knock the ball out. We can't get on it, unfortunately, but that is Taylor Jackson. And we have a very deep defensive tackle group now helping replace Jeffrey Simmons, and Jackson is going to rotate in as a pass rusher. So let's get to the offense now. We've tried to put the pieces around Brian Nava this season, upgrading the O-line. We have more receivers at our disposal. Sterling Shepard, the veteran, is here. And we're going to run a lot more shotgun, spread the defense out, and that really opens up the offense for a guy like Rashad Polite. I think he'll have a career high in touches and snaps this season. And now it's a matter of, is this offensive line going to hold up? We added Taylor Moton. We added Frank Ragnow. This is a play where Nate Davis got beat badly off the snap at right guard. We go back to defense. It's A.J. Dillon on the toss, and he loses the football. Knocked out by Divine Diablo, who really came on strong late last season. We get the ball back. Derrick Henry still here in Tennessee. I do think, though, his role is going to significantly reduce this season. We go shotgun here on 3rd down. Against the blitz, it's thrown right to Zaven Collins for a pick. And we've got to work on these interceptions and sacks this year. It's been out of control the entire series. So we didn't really get a good look at the first string offense here in this game. But the second stringers come in. Kyron Johnson returns, picks up a sack. And now it's the Tim Cannon show. Going empty. We got a fair amount of empty and spread looks in this playbook now as Cannon does get sacked. We come right back out empty, 3rd and 14. Cannon steps up and he just can't get away. It does get hard at times to scramble up through the middle of the defense. Cardinals have it at their own 30 here late in the first half, and they are going to take a shot way downfield, and we do not use the sideline to our advantage. That is Murphy who gives up the deep ball. Cardinals get set up here inside the 15, but the front 4, wreaking havoc, gets the sack. From the early portion of preseason, you could tell this front 4 was pretty special. And there is a nice deflection made by Murphy. We get the ball back, 12-0. Really poor start for the offense. We just couldn't get into an early rhythm. But here's Emmanuel Abbott now in his 2nd year making the catch. We go to 2nd down with a lot of intriguing receivers out here, and it's Larry Christmas on the reception. He takes us across the Cardinal 40. Cannon to throw. Easy look to Rashad Polite, and he's taken down at the 24. We got a lot of receiver competition this year, a lot of intriguing young players. Cannon spins out, rolling to his left, and finds Christmas along the sideline. He's made some plays in preseason. I like Larry Christmas. Nice job here by Cannon making a good throw as the defender fell down. Kind of an interesting play there. We pitch it out to Manny Warner. He takes it outside and runs it in for the touchdown. So while we still have Derrick Henry, the plan is to use all three of these main running backs. Cannon later, across the middle for Dominic Brooks. Getting into the open field with that blazing speed. He gets the first down. And then you fake it on first down, and that's well off the mark. I wanted the tight end there across the middle. Cannon missed badly. Warner comes back on 2nd and 10, rumbling up the middle. This year I'm hoping to see him run with a bit more power, break some tackles, get yards after contact. Red zone is the best way to see that put to the test. And Warner did not pass the test on this possession, failing to get into the end zone. So we go to 3rd and 1 for Cannon, and he throws it quick for the touchdown to Emmanuel Abbott. And we finally get some points. Defense on the field later, 3rd and 13. We bring the pressure around the edge, sack the quarterback, knock it out. And that was actually Daxton Hill on the blitz. He shouldn't really be out there, but he made a play. Here in the 4th, Cannon with a 3-point lead on the move. He throws it out too far in front for Raekwon Stark, the rookie speedster we took in the 4th round, I want to say. But Polite, again, getting a chance to show what he can do. And this second-string line is far improved. We took 2 really good offensive linemen in the draft. We have more depth there. Wide open downfield now, Larry Christmas. Yes, I attempted to hurdle and it did not work. The preseason is the time to experiment. Back to pass on first down, and the pressure is given up by Malachi Mitchell playing right tackle. Boye Mafe gets the sack, and we bring out the rookie kicker. It's Larry Galloway. And he's got a booming leg, and he sends this one through from deep. Cardinals have it down 6. A fake on 2nd down, and a shot downfield, underthrown, and incomplete. We never seem to come up with those ones because we get 2 defenders too close to each other. We stuffed the run on 3rd and 2. You got Brandon Smith in the mix. You got Eric Brennan, the rookie. On first down, pressure forces the quarterback on the move, but he finds the open man who separates from Joyner in man coverage. It's Esteban Gonzalez, and he won off the line, but then there's a pick here in the middle of the field that made it even worse. But what stands out to me is just how much the front 4 is throwing off the offensive plan. First down, Cannon, caught. That's a nice play for Raekwon Stark getting open. We have a 1-point game, 3:38 left to go. And find the open man, Rashad Polite. I think just playing more shotgun, having some different route combos, that's going to open up Polite as a pass catcher, but still running between the tackles is really not his game. We want to do very little of that. 4th and 2. Cannon trying to make a play. And pressure gets to him, and he's taken down. I felt like the second-string line was improved, but it's never going to be great. Here's a Cardinals drive on 3rd down. More pressure, and a badly underthrown ball. Kyron Johnson getting some pressure for us. We end up with one final chance here, down by 1. From the end zone, Cannon launches, and it's knocked away from Emmanuel Abbott. We get 3rd and 15. From his own end zone, pass is complete to the rookie Dante Boss. But we still have a long way to go. 4th and 9, Cannon protected, and open is Abbott underneath. Abbott, Boss, Shepard, these are all guys who fit best in the slot. Stark more so as a downfield receiver. But nice to see Dante Boss getting a lot of targets here and just making consistent plays. Spinning out of pressure. Cannon on the move. What was that? He underthrew this so badly when we had a chance to make a play. You're reminded, Tim Cannon is like a 68 overall quarterback. 4th down. Gotta have this one. Trying to get out of bounds, and Boss makes the catch, but he cannot get away. And we end up with time running out as we drop another preseason game. But I felt like once we got going in the second half, things began to click, and guys like Boss and Stark made plays. Larry Christmas was phenomenal, and we've upgraded him now into the 60 overall range. He's been on the practice squad for a couple of years. I've tried to see what we could do with him. But now let's get into Game 2 against Seattle. And a more challenging offense in terms of just offensive playmakers. But there's Rashawn Gary in the backfield. Felt like he was our defensive MVP last year and played at a very elite level. We got pressure once again, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Rashawn Gary, he is so dominant. Offense trying to get things off to a good start. We have Devian Bynes in the slot here, trying him out there. I want to see some more RPOs in this offense. We get to second down, and wide open is Trayvon Randolph behind the defense. And I wanted to dive over the pylon. It's preseason. We're working some things out. We get it down to the 2, though, and Derrick Henry will drive it in for the touchdown. I think Henry's definitely going to play a lot in the red zone, but it's a matter of how much overall is he playing. Mayfield on the outside has DK Metcalf. We have really built up this secondary, and I wanted to see how they'd handle the challenge in this one as Walker shakes a tackle of Connor Knox, and he ends up with a good first down run. Out of the eye this time, it is Kenneth Walker again into the secondary. Inside the Tennessee 30. Still have some work to do when it comes to run defense. The linebackers are still developing. We're certainly better based on what I've seen defending inside than some of these outside zone runs. We stuffed the play there. Force fourth down, and Walker gets it, but we contested it at least. We tried. They go empty on first down with pressure from Franklin Myers. There is a flag, and it's on us with DK Metcalf coming down with the touchdown. Metcalf getting the better of Caleb Farley there. On our next drive, third down under pressure, bad decision, intercepted. Got to eliminate plays like that. It wasn't looking good, honestly, early here in preseason. Definitely wasn't all that comfortable. Seahawks get it. Third and goal. Pressure sent, and we get the stop and hold them to 3. We're still on defense in the second quarter. Mayfield hands off, and Walker is met by Connor Knox, second-year linebacker who racked up a lot of tackles last season. Love his sideline-to-sideline speed, and he's always around the football. Makes 2 plays here and basically ruins the drive. From there, they go to third down and 12. Mayfield faces pressure and gets pummeled by Grady Jarrett. And I wanted to see who could really stand out to be starting alongside John Franklin Myers. Nava throwing underneath. We go to Sal Sexton trying to get things on track with a quick underneath pass. And we go second down here, off play action. Lob it to the open spot. It's Sal Sexton on the grab. Now we're getting somewhere. On first down, we throw it out in the flats. Rashad Polite makes a move. And this is what happens with some of these different route combinations. You got guys going deep, trying to stretch the field a bit more. Now you're stretching those zones, and you're getting more one-on-ones in the flats, where I think we're going to be able to get Rashad Polite a lot of chances. So I really want to get the check down to him, a big part of this offense, and it was on this drive as we continually dump it off to Polite. We'll take what they give us. It's a walk-in touchdown as Polite shows the impact he can have on this passing game. Later in the game, Seattle attempting a field goal, but wait a minute, they faked us out. Jawan McCray makes a throw that I have a difficult time explaining. What exactly happened here? Well, we're on defense, 14-10. Kenneth Walker up the middle. At times, you know, when they can spread out our defense, we do a really rough job of defending the run, which is kind of the whole idea of spreading the defense out to run the ball. But I love how much impact the front four made, and I think just having a better secondary is forcing the quarterbacks to hold on to the football a bit longer than they would like. And it's just a perfect combination when you have this secondary talent meshed together with the edge rush that we also bring to the table. We got the ball here late first half. Randolph makes the catch. Goes down in the middle of the field. 3rd and 9. Underneath, it's Bynes. Want to find a way to really showcase the fact that he's the best route-running receiver this team has. On first down, sent outside. What a catch by Bynes. That is what we need from Devian Bynes. We go to 9 seconds left. Nava firing up top towards Randolph, and he can't make the catch in bounds, and that was on a 4th down. I did go for it on a lot of 4th downs to just get extra plays in. But on to the second half we go. Manny Warner with a good run up the middle. And the plan is to have him still get a few carries, especially in the second and third quarters. Kind of think like a basketball rotation. I want him to play. But between him and Henry, we'll see who earns the snaps. I do wonder about Henry's athleticism at this point and how that impacts things. Nice catch there by Stark. And of course with Cannon, you got the option here, and he will take it outside. With a lot of the new stuff we've added too, I think he is a pretty good fit for it. So there's still going to be a fair bit of Tim Cannon this year. He takes us down to the 9, and wide open is Larry Christmas. Touchdown. The offense began to really get going here, I feel, in this game after getting some of those interceptions out of the way. 21-10. Seattle ball down 11 and throwing downfield. Nice play made. That's Chauncey Thomas, the strong safety, covering over the top. Penalty was on them. So with all this pressure, you're going to get chances for safeties to make plays like that and to force quarterbacks to do things they didn't plan on doing. Here is Seattle at the goal line. They fail to get in on first down. 2nd and goal. Nicely done. And there's Eric Brennan helping clog up things in the middle. And then more penetration. Brandon Smith helps get in on the action this time. 3 consecutive stops of the run. 4th and goal. Sacked. Eric Kendricks coming off the edge. A goal line stand. Love that. Late third quarter, Manny Warner trying to head outside. He stiff arms one player, and then he loses the football on a big hit as Seattle gets the ball back. They end up getting a field goal on that drive. We got Cannon later, Stark across the middle. It was nice to see that he was able to make plays when not asked to go downfield where he's at his best, you'd think. 3rd and 4, dumped off, and that's complete to the 4th string running back. That is Sean Godwin. We move to a 4th and 4 on this drive. Get the easy look, and this is an undrafted receiver I signed, Christian Parker. Good short route running, good medium route running, and a pretty good athlete at the same time. Cannon looks his way as he makes a great catch along the boundary. Christian Parker making a nice first impression. And we take it down to the 5-yard line. Cannon on 3rd and 2. Right on target for Dominic Brooks. Touchdown Titans. Looking like we know what we're doing finally. We also have a 2-score lead here in the 4th quarter. Seattle trying to run, and that's Eric Brennan making the play. A lot of flashes for him in the second team gameplay here. We bring pressure on 4th down, and there's Taylor Jackson with the sack. This D-line is so deep. I'm expecting us to be top 5 in sacks this year. We run it with Sean Godwin here on offense. I wanted to get a decent look at him. He's been developing for a couple years on the practice squad as well. 4th and 3, open and complete to Dante Boss. Boss down to the 13-yard line. We get to a 4th down here with Cannon, trying to go for it, but he airmails this throw in the direction of Christian Parker. Definitely felt like his accuracy was more of a concern here than I remember last year, but his ratings are on the lower side, and it was mostly difficult plays he was missing. We ended up making the most of our time remaining, getting one final shot here. Cannon for Christian Parker! Touchdown! To cap this game off against Seattle. This was the game that had Christian Parker put his name into the mix in this crowded receiver group. And it was nice to see him immediately flash, as we actually won a preseason game. We've never done that. Connor Knox had some good moments in that game, and he earns some upgrading. And I'm going to focus a lot of the attention on his run defense and primarily trying to get his block shed better. And then some accuracy upgrades here going to Tim Cannon. Because we have Sterling Shepard, he is a great veteran mentor receiver, and he wanted to help out Emmanuel Abbott. We chose to work on his short route running. The medium routes definitely need some work with him, but the plan was to work him in as a slot receiver. He gets a boost to release and short route running. And then Connor Knox has the breakout training camp scenario, which I believe he also had as a rookie. So he's getting a fast boost here, +5 to tackling now, as we head into our final preseason game against the team I don't like running into, San Francisco, because they always have a loaded D-line, and it makes especially evaluating the backups really difficult. But here in the red zone, on defense, more pressure, and this is another sack. I think our red zone defense is going to be really good. When you don't have much space here to operate and space out the defense, I think we just have a little too much talent for teams to handle. And throughout preseason, the starters created pressure. I think that we're in a really good spot with that group. This was a chance also for us to try to go into the season with some momentum. Nice job, Chega Okonkwo off play action. We will probably still run a fair amount of play action when we're looking for big plays, but I don't know yet if that's going to be as big of a part as it was before. We go to 3rd and goal here, and Nava checks it down to Polite, as I was just going for it on 4th downs left and right here, so we go for it again from 5 yards away, and Nava off the mark, I guess. I don't know. You get some of these plays where the receiver just doesn't know how to catch the ball for some reason. We go back on defense, and tipped and nearly intercepted by Caleb Farley, covering Kareem Hunt. We switch back to the offensive side. Raekwon Stark on the screen, hoping to be creative with his speed, and we'll see how good he is if he can work into the offense already in year 1. Polite underneath on 3rd down. That's a nice option to have in your back pocket there for a tough 3rd down situation. We move to our next 3rd down. We lob it up top, and Trayvon Randolph comes down with it. Yeah, when he's one-on-one, I'm not afraid to throw it his way. We take it down to the 4. Nava completes for the touchdown. Trayvon Randolph. And that's how he caps off his preseason. I was not going to have him get hurt this year. So working some of the backups into the action now. Nava across the middle and just got it there to Raekwon Stark. We also have Christian Parker out there. Manny Warner cutting downhill, gets some blocks, and he is across the 40-yard line. Here's a 4-receiver look, this spread formation on 4th down. I don't know, I felt like dumping that off might get us a 1st down. Instead, it's intercepted. If you really want to avoid interceptions in this game, then you just got to run the triple option. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. A shot downfield, again well defended. Farley versus Deebo Samuel. 3rd and 5. And pressure on the rookie quarterback. He's not getting away from it. Another sack for Rashawn Gary. We move into the second half. Brian Nava still out there for the time being. Finding Devian Bynes. Again, trying to use him in the slot a bit more. And then you also have Sterling Shepard, who can play that same role. Back-to-back plays here with them able to separate on their crossing patterns. On 1st down now, we got Nava stepping up. And got it outside. Christian Parker makes a tough play against starting defenders. 17 yards away. Nava through the middle. Got it to Stark for the touchdown. One of my favorite plays of the preseason. Nava able to work this offense downfield with backup receivers. We take the lead. And Debo going nowhere. That's Taylor Jackson on the stop. On a 2nd and 12, they again try to run it. And one guy who I thought played outstanding here in the preseason is Grady Jarrett. But we've got the backup offense there now, and cannon underthrown. It's intercepted. When he rolls to his left, it's like he has -6 throw power. So that one is intercepted, and they run it with Debo. Again, you got Grady Jarrett there. We got Riddick. 3rd and 13. More pressure. Grady Jarrett ends the drive. Jarrett also led us in tackles for loss in the preseason. Offense out there in a 4-point game. That's caught by Raekwon Stark. I feel pretty good about him exiting preseason. We got Sean Godwin to the right side. Finding space. 16 yards, first down. Inside the red zone now. Cannon rolling to his right. Throwing on the move. And that one is off the mark. Again, just struggling with those more difficult throws. We take it later in the game. Christian Parker playing in the slot where he makes a catch. We got so many slot receiver options now. Rolling to the right. Cannon. There we go. Dominic Brooks. Feels like if he's the target, the ball's usually thrown accurately. Not sure how that works. On 3rd and 13, we find a void in the defense and continue to rack up production for Christian Parker. And we take it inside San Francisco territory. A little play action here now. And Boss makes the catch just in front of Andre Cisco. We continue to drive downfield, and now Warner on the stretch. Blocked very nicely, and he takes it down to the 6. But Malachi Mitchell was shaken up on the play. 1st and goal from the 3. Cannon throwing, has his man, touchdown, Dante Boss. That's a fun little whip route to try there and test out a guy's route running ability. Boss looked good. San Francisco in the red zone. Our defense here has been phenomenal throughout preseason. 4th and 1, they stuff it. That was Divine Diablo with some help from Eric Kendricks. Almost done here in the preseason. Another good run for Rashad Polite, actually breaking a tackle on that play. And then Godwin gets in on the action, spins himself out of trouble, and ends up grinding out 9 impressive yards. We're down to 1:22 to go. Cannon launching. Parker is down there and draws the defensive pass interference. Parker really made his case to make this roster with the performance he had in these 2 games. On 1st and goal after the DPI, it is caught for the touchdown by Sean Godwin. And that is how we wrapped up preseason. Little scare there with Elton Jenkins, but it was just muscle cramps. And that is going to wrap up the 3 games. Here are the 2 injuries coming out of preseason play to Cam Fowler and Laken Tomlinson. And now we got to go through our final cuts, and there were a couple tough decisions to make. It felt like the passing game, we eventually found our rhythm, and honestly, despite all his misses, Cannon still completed 67% of his passes. The running game was a bit hit or miss, but I think this is definitely a pass-first offense now. We have the quarterback, line, and weapons to play this style. So I'm excited going into year 5. Tyler Vasquez allowed the most sacks in the preseason. And then defensively, Rashawn Gary actually had more TFLs than Grady Jarrett at 6. But Jarrett played outstanding, and he is going to be starting. So let's get on to these final cuts. A couple guys are on the roster, mainly due to their mentorship opportunities. So Marcus Mariota is still the 3rd quarterback. And at wide receiver, I want to keep Sterling Shepard, but I felt like I was going to be keeping 7 receivers on this roster. And the odd man out was Christopher Carradine, who just didn't really get a chance with everybody else playing well. Manu Gonzalez was sent to the practice squad. Rob Vance joined him. You have Bernard Orchard not making the cut with 5 really good D tackles. I ran the trade finder here on John Barrett, and the Steelers are apparently done with receiver Sidney Smith. I don't think we have room for him, but I'll just keep that in mind. Sidney Smith has only made 6 catches in his career. He's just kind of a bust at this point. But I did want to trade John Barrett to the Ravens for a 7th round pick. That's a team where he can be a backup with some veteran safeties. And then Sean Godwin was a tough one here. Out of practice squad eligibility, but just not quite making the cut. And then at tight end, I was comparing Chigakonkwo and Larry Christmas. And as much as Christmas has shined in the preseason, the ratings just are outclassed a little bit in a lot of areas by Okonkwo. So Christmas, unfortunately, is released. We also end up sending Malachi Mitchell to the practice squad. And here are all the final cuts we made, with Tyler Vasquez also going to the practice squad. I felt like we just had much better depth, and I feel really good about relying on the rookies, and then also having Chris Wimbley, who might be a starter or a really high caliber backup. I also gave Caleb Farley his X Factor back, yes. As soon as I went to week 1, the Jaguars ended up signing Tyler Vasquez off of our practice squad, and he's going to be their starting center right away. Now, I did end up keeping 2 kickers on the roster going into week 1, but that was just because I wanted to sneak Galloway onto the practice squad after that wave. He still might end up getting signed away, but I felt like keeping him unavailable for a week would give us a better chance of stashing him there. And then I wanted to elevate Desmond Spencer back to the active roster because I just think that he's a solid backup run stopper. Now, with the practice squad spot opened up, there is an intriguing running back who's available who should be on a roster, but Vantrese Whitfield is going to go to our practice squad, and at some point I might elevate him because he looks like he's got a nice skill set for a guy only 2 years into his career. So we are all set for year 5 of the Tennessee Titans franchise. We get into this season mostly healthy and far improved. The offensive line, I thought, performed well in preseason, and I felt pretty comfortable by the time it came to an end. Defensively, I feel like we just have a plethora of talent, and I'm wondering if the defensive tackle impact this year is going to be even better than what we're used to. We'll have to see if Laken Tomlinson is a starter when he comes back off the injury report. Right now, Chris Wimbley is going to play at left guard, and we're taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in week 1. Now, I noticed they still got like their offensive big names everybody knows, but they have a 77 overall defense right now. So they're a little weak in the front 7. Maybe this ends up being a bit more of a run-first week for us. Maybe ease into what we want to do in the passing game. And then the cornerbacks look beatable. And at safety, they do have really good talent that we want to be careful of. But that's going to be where the season begins. And we are 0-4 in week 1s in this series. So this is a big game, even though we haven't even played one this year. But that's going to do it for preseason, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know who you're excited to see down below in the comment section. And what are your predictions for this year? Can we have the season we've been waiting for? Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.